All right, before we jump in, let's start with the basics. Betting is only legal in certain locations, so make sure you're in a state in the country where it's allowed. Always follow the rules and bet responsibly. Now, almost every sport you can imagine is available for sports betting: basketball, football, soccer, baseball, and more. For this example, let's start with basketball. Understanding the spread. Imagine we're looking at the basketball game and the spread says plus 3.5. What does that mean? Plus 3.5 means the underdog gets a head start of 3.5 points. Even if they lose, as long as it's by 3 points or less, your bet wins. Negative 3.5 means the favorite must win by more than 3.5 points for you to win. Now, let's move to the NFL. Let's say we're betting on the Buccaneers to win and the odds are at 1,100. That means plus 1,100 means they're a big underdog. If you bet $1 and they win, you'll get $11 back. The higher the number after the plus, the less likely the team is to win, but the bigger your payout will be if they do. Compare that to a heavy favorite or something like negative 550. You'd have to bet 550 to win just $100. That's why understanding risk and reward is key. Exploring spreads and total points. Now let's dig deeper into spreads and totals. Say the Bucks and the Saints are playing. You might bet on the spread, predicting how many points one team will win or lose by. Total points predicting the combine score of both teams. What if we think the Buccaneers will win, but we also think the Saints will score first? You can bet on that too. And if you think the game might go into overtime where payouts can spike, that's another possibility. Keep in mind, though, a sure thing doesn't exist. Example, for a betting $5 might only win a nickel on a safe bet. Same game parlays. Let's talk about the same game parlays. This is where you combine multiple bets on one game to create bigger payouts. For example, in the game, we assume Derrick Henry will score a touchdown because he's chasing an incentive. He might even get two. Mike Evans needs 85 yards and 5 catches for his bonus. To play it safe, you might bet on him getting 80 yards and 4 catches instead. You could also predict Valdez Scanting to get a touchdown and 4 catches because he needs a touchdown to get $100,000. You can also bet like play-by-play. So this is, say you think the Buccaneers' first drive, they're going to get a field goal. This is how much you get paid if you're correct on that. So individually, if you just bet these $1, you total up win about $11. Or you can do, same game parlays. The key is aligning your bets logically. For example, you can't predict 2 receivers to get 90 yards each, while the quarterback throws for less than 170 yards, unless you just expect him to get injured, which is we're just not gonna talk about that. It's kind of that's some witchery. But shifting the scores, let's suppose Calvin Ridley scores the first touchdown and Tony Pollard scores one later for his incentive. You might bet on Ridley to get over 61 yards in a game because in order to get a touchdown, you probably need yards. If you get 61 yards and you bet 61.5, you lose. Vegas wins, even if he plays great. A team like the Bears, plus 400 boosts your payout if they win. And the Packers at negative 550 might feel safer because it doesn't add much to your potential winnings. But that doesn't mean just whatever. See, if you load it up with a whole bunch of pluses, like another game, the Eagles at negative 135, they're the favorites. But the Giants at plus 110 are the underdogs, and they won last week for no reason. So you never know. Picking the right mix of these bets can drastically change your potential payout. But just bet responsibly. Don't spend more money that you're going to be sulking for the next days, cussing out football players and want to break into stadiums. I just told them, bet responsibly.